Hello students, now in class 11th I am taking the first chapter, the physical world. So now here I am taking the topic, the fundamental forces of nature. प्रकृति के मौलिक बल यानी जितने भी नेचुरल फोर्सेस हैं, they control the so many phenomena that are happening in the universe and the atmosphere of the earth and so many planets. So these forces are always active in all kind of processes or all kinds of physical phenomena. One or more or less than more than two forces are active in a certain phenomenon, and these forces arise because of the what is the phenomena that is being taking place. So there they are taken the name and they are discussed, and these forces control the phenomena. So I am taking this the fundamental forces of nature. Now first force is gravitational force. First force, gravitational force. Gravitational force. This force was, though this was known to us that from a very long period, that everything when they are thrown upward, vertically upward, they are always coming towards the center of the earth. So the earth has the ability to attract all the bodies towards its center. This is called the gravitational force. So all the particles in the universe, they always have a force of attraction. Because of that, they are bound with each other. So this force was given by the Newton. So this is also called the Newton's law of gravitational force. It was given by Newton, called Newton's law of gravitational force. According to it, every particle in the universe attracts another particle. The gravitational force between two mass particles. Two mass particles is proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. This force acts along the line joining the mass particles. Every particle in the universe attracts another particle. The gravitational force between the two mass particles is proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. This force acts along the line joining the mass particles. Let us have these two mass particles. This is the mass m1, this is now mass m2, this is particle A and this is particle B, and the distance between them is r, this is now distance. So they attract. This is now force of attraction. Now this particle A attracts the particle B, so this is now F, this one. And particle B attracts the particle A, so this is now force F. So this is the line that joins the two mass particles. So this force will act along this line. This will not act this perpendicular or this transverse way or any other way, but this is always acts along the line joining the two mass particles. So what is here that this F is proportional to m1 into m2 upon r square. What we are saying here, it is proportional to the product of masses, m1 into m2, and inversely proportional to the square of distance, r square. This is not so much. So this F is equal to minus g m1 m2 upon r square. Here the g is a gravitational constant, where g equal to universal gravitational constant. The value of this g does not depend upon the distance or the masses of the particles. So this is universally constant, whether the two mass particles are near or they are far away from there, whether the mass particles are lighter or they are heavier ones. Even the value of g remains always constant. So this is not affected by any kind of the situation. If the mass particles are having the medium between them or they are having no medium between them, even the value of g will remain constant. So this is the universal constant, and its value is 6.67 into 10 raised to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kilograms. Here this minus sign indicates that the gravitational force is always an attractive force. The negative sign indicates the attractive force. It means that the mass particles are never of two kinds, but they are always positive. No particle have the negative mass. We can have the charges to be positive and negative. Similarly, we can have the magnetic poles north and south. But here the mass of the bodies is always positive. This is never negative. So because of that, here we apply a minus sign. If this minus sign is not applied, it means that we are taking the magnitude of this force. So, if we want to represent this in the vector form, this is equal to F equal to minus G m1 m2 upon r square into r cap. This is now vector form. So this r cap indicates that this force is always along the line joining the two mass particles. The medium particle of this kind of force is the graviton. So this force exists in whole of the universe. Now you can define the value of G, but I think that this force will be taught in a descriptive way in a chapter called the gravitation in the 11th class. So there you will study it in the detail. So here I will tell you that this is the attractive force, and moreover this exists up to the thousands of kilometers. Attractive force, the range of the attractive force is from atomic distances to various kilometers. Between the earth and the sun, there is the force of attraction, and you can see from here that this force of attraction is maximum when this mass is m1 and m2 are more and distance between them is less. And now one question you may ask, that all the things around us, they are also having the force of attraction. Why do they not come close to each other? This is a very good question, but I will tell you that this is the bodies around us are not very heavy. They are of small masses. Moreover, the distance is not very large. This is a small one. And this factor, 10 raised to the power minus 11, this reduces the value of F so small that we cannot experience the attractive force. So this is what the reason for this one. This is the gravitational force, and now second is its range. Varies from nuclear distances to several kilometers. Several kilometers. Now number 2, electromagnetic force. Electromagnetic force. Now here we are having the two terms, electro and magnetic. Electro means the charge, magnetic means the magnetic force. So this force arises when there is charged particle which is moving with some velocity. Whether this is moving uniformly or this is accelerated, the electric and magnetic field are produced simultaneously. So because of that we are having a force called the electromagnetic force. So these forces are always together and they cannot be separated from each other when the charged particle is moving. So we can have this force arises due to moving charged particle. Moving charged particle. Moving charged particle always produces the electric field and the magnetic field. So this is given the force F equal to Q E plus Q V cross V. Even the electron which is moving in the atom, that also produces the magnetic field and the electric field, both. This is the formula where Q equal to charge on the particle, E electric field, V velocity, of particle, B magnetic field, so this QE, this is the electric force, and QV cross V, this is the magnetic force. So F equal to Fe plus Fm. Fe where Fe is equal to Q into E, the electric force. Fm is equal to Q V cross B, the magnetic force. Magnetic force. This force is stronger than nuclear force, this gravitational force. The electromagnetic force is stronger then gravitational force, and its range varies from nuclear or the nuclear distances, and from that to the several kilometers. But this is not so much large. This exists only to a certain kilometer distance. And you can see that this force is due to the electric field and the magnetic field, which are produced by the moving charged particles. And on number 3, weak force. Weak force. This force comes into play when there is emission of alpha, beta and gamma particle from the nucleus. This force comes into play when there is emission of alpha, beta and gamma particles from nucleus. It means that this is a radioactivity. It means radioactivity. So, when there is emission of alpha particle or beta particle or gamma particle, these particles experience a certain force. That force is called the weak force. Sometimes in certain books this is also written as the weaker nuclear force, but I think this word is more favorable because a large number of books having this term weak force. So this force, weak force, is stronger than this gravitational force and the that we have the electromagnetic force. The weak force is stronger. Is stronger than gravitational and electromagnetic force, both. So this force is only exists when there is the radioactivity, and radioactivity is completely a nuclear phenomenon. So when there is radioactivity, then this weak force comes into exist. Otherwise, there is no importance of this weak force. Now fourth, nuclear force. Nuclear force. As the name suggests that this is inside the nucleus and this is the force that holds all the nucleus together, and it has importance only inside the nucleus. Outside the nucleus, this force is negligible. So this is short range and very attractive forces. It is the force which holds all nucleons together in the nucleus. It is short range attractive force. Short range attractive force. It is the strongest force of the nature. It is the strongest force of nature. So, how this force arises, this is even not known to anyone. There is no formula of this force, though there some empirical formula have been given by the Japanese scientists, but even they are not satisfactory. So, this is assumed that this is due to the nucleons which are present in the nucleus, and nucleons are what? The proton and the neutron. That and so many other particles which are also present in the nucleus. There are approximately 40 or more than 40 particles inside the nucleus. But we know only about the proton and neutron, because these are the stable particles and remaining all particles are very unstable. So this is assumed that this particle is due to the pi meson particle in the nucleus. So now we have this force is zero outside the nucleus. So now there, I am giving you a very a relative strength of these forces. Relative strength. Strength of forces. तो इसमें क्या होगा? This Fn stronger, Fw stronger, F electromagnetic stronger, Fg. This is a decreasing order, descending order. Or we can have this Fg less than Fem less than Fw less than Fn. This is the ascending order. So what is the meaning of these forces? Where Fg, this is now gravitational force. and this FEM, this is electromagnetic force. Electromagnetic force. FW, this is now your weak force. And Fn, this is the nuclear force. Nuclear force. So these are the notations of these forces, which is the ascending and descending order of the natural forces. This is the descending ascending order of their strengths. So thank you very much.